And I mean, that's a big goal. I'm not sugarcoating it. You know, top 50,000 to maybe 20,000 out of 6 billion. Um, you know, and in the past decade, I was talking about make 25K a month. You know, live in Southeast Asia, live in Latin America, live in Eastern Europe. You're straight. Put your money back into your businesses and into other investments, multiple bank accounts, etc. As long as that 25,000 is, you know, adjusted for inflation, like you should be able to add 10% a year into your lifestyle business with a small team. Um, you know, as I had done, I and that was great advice for the 2010s, but started 2020, pandemic happened, and through that, we've seen all the rollouts of the things that I've just said. This is open and available public information. This is what the power structure of the world is openly speaking about doing. They think that's the best way to govern the world moving forward. And again, I'm not taking a political stance either way. I'm just telling you that the game done changed, son. And it is changing rapidly. And on top of that, you've got artificial intelligence coming in, and that's going to wipe out 40% of people's jobs. Now I see why they're talking about UBI, because they're going to need to put those people on a UBI so that they don't create chaos within, you know, the economy and become a problem. So you're going to be looking at probably a lot of inflation to be able to, you know, print that money out, in addition to a lot more obligations for governments in terms of, you know, paying people, right? And you're going to see an even greater gap between the rich and the poor. You could bet on that. Not to mention, working any type of job is not going to be safe, because it's not like AI is just going to stop over the next decade. If you look at ChatGPT and see where it is now, just imagine what AI is going to look like 10 years from now. As far as I'm concerned, the only person that's going to be safe is the entrepreneur, because an AI can't set up an LLC and receive a check, right? The entrepreneur does that on one end, and on the other end, the AI can't purchase something unless it's acting for a person to purchase on their behalf as an assistant or whatever. So there's always going to be a person who's selling something and owns a company, and then a person who's buying something. Um, and as long as you're the person that owns the vehicle that's selling something, AI can come in and disrupt everything. And you know, if you've done well and put yourself in the 0.01%, you'll be able to afford the customized absolute best AI technology and not even understand it. You know, it won't even matter. You'll hire a prompt engineer, you'll hire an AI specialist, and just be like, get me this fucking outcome, right? As long as you have the money and you have the vehicle and you have the right strategy within your business, you'll probably be able to use AI to spin up business ideas for you. But at the end of the day, somebody has to collect the check and fund the thing, right? And the AI is not sentient, no matter how much they might try to tell you that in the future. Um, it might cause a lot of problems. It might act off script. In fact, it probably will. But at the end of the day, you know, as far as I know, an AI can't get a bank account and have a passport and an ID and um, actually use the money, right? It's going to be working on somebody's behalf to do so, right? So you've got to take that into account, right? Like getting the money in the revenue streams you can get it now while you can, so that you can make enough to afford the technology. And I'm not bullshitting here. Imagine this is where ChatGPT is not just 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 40 years from now. You know, Elon Musk has the Neuralink company that wants to put a brain chip in your head and create, you know, nanotechnology and stuff, and genetically accelerated humans. And you're sitting there thinking like, yeah, I don't want any of that stuff. I don't want people putting that in my head or whatever. But think about it like this. If your competitors are doing that, if the other guys with money are enhancing themselves and stuff, what is the world going to look like for the people that can't afford those enhancements? And I'm not saying put a brain chip in, but I'm saying there will be all kinds of, right, like right now they have HCG, HGH, peptides, all this anti-aging stuff to help keep you healthy and have energy into your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Just by not doing those things, and you know, I'm on TRT with a prescription legally. That gives me a lot more energy than I had than I would have at 40 than if I wasn't on it. Also keeps my body a lot healthier, keeps me looking younger, and just that one thing alone is a big competitive advantage. Think about all the other stuff that will be available, and if you want to compete with other guys who are enhancing themselves, right, you'll need the funds to do it. I don't know where I draw the line. I'm going to play that by ear, but I know that um, a lot of these technologies, especially the anti-aging ones and the ones that keep me energized, I'm going to take advantage of. I'm going to take advantage of Chat GPT, advanced searching capabilities, and automation, and we're right at 1,000% on top of all this. And I know 5 years down the road, um, I'm not going to be able to use the latest AI for the $30 a month Chat GPT subscription, right? Um, I'm also not going to be able to just do these organic videos, right, and get traction like I used to. Used to get way more organic reach. Was getting 200,000 visits on my website. Now, not so much. Granted, I took down a lot of the stuff that I was posting about then, prior to the censorship that I knew was coming in regards to dating and things of that nature, so that I wasn't getting that kind of clickbait traffic. But even then, guys can't make money blogging anymore. They've gone off to Substack, right? You can't even find sort of high quality blogs anymore that aren't Healthline or whatever. That game has already changed. And with YouTube, I'm seeing channels with 3 million subscribers, like an Evan Carmichael, and a new video of his is getting 2,000 views, which is, I might get 1,000 on a new video. It's not being seen by pretty much anyone beyond my subscriber list or guys that have already been coming to the channel. And I've got 16,000 subs, right? I've got a hardcore kind of loyal audience, but um, that guy used to be getting hundreds of thousands of videos, but he hasn't really changed his style up to match with the times. So even when you have 3 million subs, he's out there getting 1,000 or 2,000 views, because the game on YouTube is changing. Guys have professional studios for their podcast. I'll have one next year. Stay tuned for that. And the future is going to be a lot of investment in the technology, but we're going to have to market on YouTube. The free views and stuff, if you want to be competitive, there'll still be ways to do that if you're doing aggressive clickbait and Mr. Beast type stuff and really innovating. But for the average entrepreneur on a brand, right, you're going to have to spend money, which I'm doing now. If you're seeing my videos, you're seeing I'm promoting organic videos, right? I'm not thinking about, oh, it's $200 to promote this. This is a branding effort, right? I've moved beyond just pure direct response. To spend 200 to get it seen by 10,000 of my subscribers, because your homepage is more cluttered than ever, right? And to make sure that, even though you subbed, you might not even see my video because you've got 1,000 other notifications and other things on the YouTube homepage, and that's only going to get more competitive, right? So even these industries where at one point didn't need a lot of capital investment, it's not going to stay that way. There's not one industry that's not going to be changed by, algorithms, AI becoming more, especially anything online. You're going to need to spend more. This stuff is no joke, guys.